what did you want for your relationship that you saw in a relationship in your household growing up?
I don't want the woman I'm dealing with or my wife to feel inferior to me. I think I kind of saw that. So that's one of the things.
We got the magic happening. Girl, the feeling is great and I'm loving it. Hey, we got the magic happening. Everything that we need, everything that we beg, girl, the magic's happening. And the feeling is great and this feeling is great, girl, the magic happening, happening, it's happening.
So for me, I would say my mother, she's been single my whole life, so I've never actually seen her in a relationship. So everything that I've learned on love is just from trial and error. It's just a matter of us going through things and us telling each other, like, I don't like that, or I do like when you do this. It's just a matter of us communicating and us learning from each other.
Mine, I would say the first time I probably could figure out what happiness would be was I seen my mother getting ready for a date, and she was just smiling and getting ready, putting on perfume and doing her hair. So I figured like that was her way of like showing like she was happy. And when she got married, I figured that was the next step of her showing love, and they weren't, what is it called, public affection? Mm-hmm. They weren't too big on that, but I did see them like when we were in the house holding hands and kissing and things like that is how she displayed love.
Well, for me, my parents, they have been together for 30 plus years. Always romantic in a way. My father worked, my mother was a stay-at-home mother. Always did family stuff, always hung out together. He was very nurturing and caring for my mom. I always remember that. And they still together. They still at home, fussing and carrying on with each other. But yeah, that's how my background was with my parents.
I mean, so I'm the youngest of 5. So, I mean, when I was coming up, I just saw, really 2 people trying to take care of their family, you know what I mean? And, I saw the hard work, I saw the partnership that they had, I saw what they sacrificed to, ensure that, the love for us was there. And to be honest, it was like, the romantic part of it was kind of not there that much. You know what I mean? Just honestly, because they were so focused on taking care of kids. I got kids, we doing this, doing that. I don't remember my parents taking like, vacations and doing stuff like that. Like I don't remember that. It was more so just instituted through, stability and, I mean, my father was a man's man, so it was like whenever we were out, it was, he would, do his thing, caress and, kiss and, and talk and stuff. But, when my mom was most happiest was when we were, doing family things, taking family trips, that type of thing.
My parents, they went out together. They went on like dates. We would always have like a babysitter, which was my mom's best friend. I remember her getting dressed and you could see her just smiling and doing her makeup and stuff like that. She was most happy when we did do family things. We would go out to eat. My dad did work a lot, so when he was at home, that's when she was mostly happy. I would say that I had a appreciation for how my father treated my mother. So just his love for her, because my mother was always in and out of the hospital, and just his care, his nurture, his attention to her, being attentive to her needs, and just how he loved her. I wanted that too. I feel like I had that.
Yeah, an example that was set for me with, you know, understanding what a man is in the household and what he needs to bring to the household, and as far as, you know, security, love, and just being the head and taking care of what needs to be taken care of. So I really saw it. I saw the example, and do I want something similar? Yes, but I will also want more too, because I seen, you know, other sides to it too. So, you know, just kind of take what you saw, the good things, and then the other stuff you try to improve on.
Okay, since we there, what did you want for your relationship that you saw in a relationship in your household growing up?
I don't want my, the woman I'm dealing with or my wife to feel inferior to me. I think I kind of saw that. So that's one of the things.
I believe when my foster parents always said like things like they shown affection in a way that was kind of new to me, because here I am, 6-7-year-old child, not knowing that, okay, you're supposed to kiss this person maybe on the cheek or on the forehead or even on the lips. So just showing affection is constant with like saying like, I love you, I'll see you later, you know, just asking anything that you need before I come home. So I think that that was a way that affection was shown in my household as a child.
But it's more so like service. So like if my mom's like needed like if mom's liked steak, you know, like her boyfriend at the time would like make a steak, you know what I mean? Something like that. So like whatever would make her life easier, or even vice versa, it would be like that. Because I had a time where I got to see like moms with my pops and stuff. But yeah, for the most part, it was like a service type of relationship.
Like, since my mother never had anyone in the picture, I wasn't looking for that. I didn't want to be by myself forever. I did want to find someone to settle down with and have kids with and actually show my kids like a healthy relationship.
For me, I quite didn't want what I seen growing up. Not as far as the marriage part, just as far as the happiness part. Just because me and my stepfather didn't have the best relationship, but as I got older, like we became closer, and he kind of taught me how he felt about my mother. So I kind of seen like, oh, like he does love my mother. So growing up, I didn't want it, but as I get older, I can see like, okay, like I am in the same situation. I do have a wife, do have kids, so growing up did kind of affect where I ended up, but I didn't want it to, if that makes sense.
I don't feel like growing up I saw any relationship that I ever wanted to imitate. I said like the first time I'm married for love. And I said the next time if it don't work out, I'm marrying for money. But now that I'm in it for love, I just want to strive to make sure that love outlasts anything and we can get money together. And I feel like ever since we've met each other, we've always been on the same wavelength where Michael at first started off working at Harley, and then we started working at Wells Fargo together, and we just started grinding it out, saving money. And we learned from an AVP back then, like how to save money, how to build together, and ever since then we've just been doing what we had to do to get houses, and pretty soon open our own business.
I'm a little different from her. It wasn't one specific relationship that inspired me, but I just feel like I took aspects from different things growing up. Like you said, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. I love their fun, outgoing personalities. I like the whole Jay-Z and Beyonce above all type of feel. You gotta say the Huxtables. Who didn't watch the Huxtables growing up? You know what I'm saying? Like,
We did.
Cosby was like an ideal father. So, regardless of his personal life, the aspects of how he raised his kids was something I strive for. So
I think mine was kind of funny because at that point in my life, baby boy, I felt like, them two together, kind of was like, yeah, this kind of gonna be me. Like, I'm gonna hold them down or whatever. Like, that was my idea of a goal at the time before I had to really grow up and see, like, maybe I want like a Denzel Washington and his wife type of relationship, because they actually been through the trenches, and she stayed behind, raised their family and just grew up together as children, and kind of found their long lost love while him recording and doing whatever he was doing in the studio. So I had to read a lot about like love and relationships, and that would have been a goal as an adult. But younger, yeah, for sure, baby boy.
I got like a couple of them, but for the main one gonna shock y'all. So like baby boy, like her, also Jason's lyric. Jason's lyric was the main one, but the main one, like to answer the whole question, it's gonna make me feel old and everything, was Married with Children, because like no matter when Al was broke, he always, like, they was talking shit, or they was talking junk to each other and everything. Like at the end of the day, you can tell like he really did love her and she really did love him. So when they had their high times and their low times, I was a kid too, so like for me to even think of it like that is crazy. But like Al Bundy, and not everybody used to make fun of me for like being a Married with Children, like to like look at Al like that. But like to me, like Al was like the goals of what like a married husband was, because like even though he was broke, he still put like making her happy at the forefront, no matter what he said to her. Like they had that like thing, that undeniable thing that you knew that they loved each other.
What's that guy with the sweater?
Bill
Cosby.
The guy with the sweater.
I would say that growing up, because that's like what you would watch on TV. But right now, I would have to say I would want something kind of like Michelle and Obama have. Like I just love their vibe.
They was all old. Like, we ain't never seen Bill Cosby get it on with.
I know, but they were I loved his interaction with his wife. They were fun, vibrant. They went and had fun, and she was strict. Like she still held the respect within the household for not just her husband, but her children. Like, I just like the whole household, the children, husband, wife vibe. I just love that. So that would be my two choices.
I mean, what's crazy is being a young man, you say when I was growing up, I didn't look to get married. Like I was looking at, I had a uncle who was the most players dude I knew, right? So when I'm growing up, I see him, I'm like, I'm trying to be out here like, you know what I mean? It wasn't until I got older to that I started to look at a couple of things, but.
We've tried a couple businesses. I've done the boutique before. We did the oxygen bar before. I feel like we kind of on the same wavelength when it comes to certain things, but sometimes we kind of have our differences. Michael a lot of times like, okay, if you feel that way, I'm gonna let you see how it's gonna turn out. So
I'm more of a planner. She's more of a like, oh, we got the money. Let's just pay everything off. I'm like, no, like let's budget. Let's figure what we paying off with what, how things going. She just like, we got the money, like pay it. So like, we really don't get in rifts, but we just got two different styles of budgeting.
But I think it balances us. So I'm more like, I don't want to be in debt at all. So I'm like, if we got it, let's pay it. Michael's like, how about we pay a little and then we put some up. So if anything happens, we have this cushion to fall back on. So I don't think any one person is wrong. I think we just always have to meet each other halfway.
Yeah, we usually apply it to just the situation. It just depends on what it is. We may go her route. If it's mine, we might plan it and do it my way. It just depends on what the situation is. Most of the time, we do what she want to do. So.
Michael and I, we've always had a joint account. Like even before we were married, we combined our finances together. And just for us, it worked because we're better together than separated. So it's easier, once the money goes in, it's ours. It's not 50-50. I know it's like a big debate on Facebook, like who should pay this, who should pay that. It doesn't matter to us, because once it reaches the account, it's all of our money. As far as like buying stuff, I think we talk about everything that we buy. Just like, oh, just so you know, I just ordered this off Amazon. And it's not like, oh, I'm checking you or stopping you from getting anything. It's just like, that way we can balance our finances and make sure like we're not going into the negative, or we don't know what unexpected things are coming out of the account.
Yeah, I feel like we don't have. She stops away more than I do. Let's just put that out.
But I get you stuff.
Not really.
I just got you a back brace.
So yeah, I feel like we put everything into one pot. When we first got together, we did that. It wasn't much. I think I had like $1,200.
I think I had like $1,500.
Yeah, so I always feel like we always had the best interest for us. So I really never worried about her taking nothing or spending too much, because she was always. I knew she wouldn't put us in harm's way, so I gave her my all, which wasn't much.
But baby, we grew up.
That's true.
I feel like when it comes to love, it's no time frame. Like I just feel like you know when it's right. Like I don't feel like you could put a time, because in the time that me and Michael, how quickly we moved, I feel like we developed a lot faster than people who've been married for years and years. I feel like we created that foundation of friendship and honesty, and I feel like if you can create that in any relationship, then your relationship can go far. It don't matter how long you're together, as long as you have that foundation of friendship and honesty. Because at the end of the day, if something happens to me and I get in an accident, I can't depend on him to look at me for my looks anymore, because maybe that's what initially attracted him to me. But I know like that's still my friend, and I know he has my best interest at heart.
Yeah, I feel like you get out of it what you put into it. So you may be in a relationship, but if I only see you once a month, how much can we really develop? If I'm not talking to you, not texting you, not building that foundation, then I could be with you for years. If I only see you 12 times a year, I'm not gonna get much out of that. So I feel like you being away, us riding, and doing all the crazy shit we done, I feel like put us in the right place. So like I used to do little things for her. Like she was in the military, so she wasn't supposed to have candy. So I sent her a bear, and in the bear I stuffed
red vines.
Her favorite candy, red vines, and so they wouldn't find it. So and then the little letter. So I used to send her letters in there. So I feel like just small things, just to let her know I cared, and us developing is what got us here.
And then I remember when I was gone, he said, like, I broke my phone, so I won't be able to talk to you like that. I'm like, no, like, I don't know what you want, but I'm about to send you a phone. And I'm in boot camp making arrangements, calling Sprint, like, I need you to send a phone to this address.
Yeah. That was like my first smartphone. Besides that, I had to flip. You sent me that phone, I was like, yeah, this is it.
The magic happening. Girl, the feeling is great and I'm loving it. Hey, we got the magic happening.